You asked, I answered. Both figuratively and literally, because that's what this video is. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Recently I started a new series of episodes saying your questions answered. And we did our first inaugural episode recently. You can check it out right here. So today is episode 2, and what I do is I throw out on social media, hey, what are some questions that you want to know about me? If you look at the different platforms, I have about 60, 70,000 followers. Unless a lot of you are duplicates, then it's probably closer to about 40,000. So the fact that 40 to 70,000 weirdos watch another weirdo, there might be some things you're curious about that I haven't answered on the thousands of videos I've already put out. So this last time I threw out the question, or really the request, for you to ask your questions on YouTube community. Next episode we're going to post the questions in a few weeks here, is going to be on probably Instagram and Facebook and TikTok as well to get a bigger audience. But I said nothing is off the table except where I work. And as a reminder, the reason I won't share where I work, I made an entire video on it you can actually check out right here. All right, now in a full disclaimer, these questions, I just took screenshots. I haven't read any of them yet, so it might get spicy. Let's find out. Number 1, Zeke the Wise asks, Mr. X, would you eventually sell your entire statue collection? And if so, what would you fill your basement with next? Also, rumor has it your job is working at a Pizza Hut. That's why you have all the dough. I see what you did there, Zeke. Very wise. So, I probably would not refill it with collectibles, simply for the fact that, okay, moving on past this phase, although I don't foresee me emptying out more than I already have planned. I know what I'm getting rid of later this year. Well, depending on the economy, potentially later this year. So I don't think I'd refill it with anything, actually. Maybe just activities of things to do as a hangout area. At one time, I actually had an air hockey table, a ping pong table, still have the shuffleboard table. This actually is a poker table underneath this. I don't know why I keep saying table. Daryl Metcalf asks, do you put pants on one leg at a time or both feet and pull up? You can tell these are riveting questions. Well, honestly, I usually don't wear pants. Right now, I have briefs on. So I have to think about it. I do one leg at a time. I hope that helps you sleep at night, Daryl. Borton99, did you ever experience destroying that ugly Venom bus you got forever ago? And what's the worst breakage you've experienced? So the Venom bust, I assume he's talking about, is this one. We actually did something really cool. We auctioned it off to charity, and I think we got like $350, $400 for it, and it was for Children's Hospital, which was awesome. That was better than destroying it, although destroying it would have been a lot more fun. What's the worst breakage you've experienced, K. Borton? Well, thankfully, I've made videos on it, but without a doubt, it is this RoboCop statue from the lying, sniveling thief ARP Aaron Ray Perez. Not John Cena. Tim asked why condoms are so baggy. I can relate. I have to use a hefty garbage bag sometimes, and sometimes there's some extra space in there. But you might want to go see the doctor, sir. Frank Leone, how many months do you normally plan for a vacation prior to going? Ooh, I like this question. So it can be very variable. So I would say smaller vacations, like maybe weekend getaways or 4-day trips, I could plan usually within a month of the actual trip, probably 1 to 3 months. Larger trips are generally 6 to 9 months planned. And when I say larger, I usually include out of the country, but I have pivoted before as well. So 2021, I think it was, Comic-Con, maybe 2022. With 2 weeks left, instead of going to Comic-Con, we pivoted to Cancun. But usually I am pretty foresight in planning that, mainly because of schedules. Not only my work schedule, but my children's school schedule. Mrs. X, I don't know what she does all day, so she's always available. When will you get your new life-size Iron Man statue, said Brad Wynn Lovell. I can confirm it is on a boat right now coming over, set to hit the port of Los Angeles around August 15th, 2024. And so this video either launches shortly before that or shortly after that. And there's some other cool-ass shit in that container for me as well. What's your advice to someone new in this hobby, says Sale Hal Idjof. Besides, don't start. I would say know that 2 things. 1, you're always going to want more than you can buy, and you have to hold the reins on that. 2, know that it's okay to wait to make a purchase. So if you really, really like a Wolverine statue, but you don't absolutely love it to death, probably wait until you find one that you love to death. Lone Star Bull says, as an entrepreneur, I'm guessing you see yourself retiring, and if so, where would you want to retire at? Current area or somewhere new? Great question. Very much planned. Unless the world continues to go to shit, I probably have about 5 years left till I have retirement. And our plan at that time is to buy a house on the beach somewhere in the Caribbean. And I don't want to specify where. We were actually cast on International House Hunters for some DR property a while back, about 10 years back. It never aired because they lie to you, by the way. They tell you find the home you want to buy first, and then we'll find 2 homes like it. Little trivia for you. But I'm one of those guys, I have to always be doing something. One of the reasons I do this YouTube channel. So I would still either own a company or run a company, and if I owned a company, it would be a small company that either gainfully employed half a dozen people, or maybe it was a nonprofit, or maybe it just put a couple $1,000s a month in my bank account so I could buy some liquor. But I'd have to be able to do it remotely. And with that being said, we've always talked about where we live now. We probably would not give up this house because we love the area, we love the house, so we'd have 2 homes. Frank Leone asks, what's my thoughts on Sideshow's new premium format Beast? Will you be adding him to your X-Men collection? I do not know. So I only saw a brief glimpse of him. They've only done teasers at the time I'm filming this. I will do a full blog on him on theextremechannel.com. I do a blog on new releases every single day, so you can check that out. Marty asks, how do you decide what statues you want to keep? You aim to hold on one character per statue. Do you see yourself replacing them in time if cooler ones show up? Are you aiming to go full restraint? Great question, Marty. So I think it's a mix of everything. In my mind, I'm done. In my mind, I'm absolutely done. But when I'm filming this, I bought 3 statues this month. And I believe, I have to look at which ones they are. They were all new characters. Yes, they were all new characters. But I do have a few on order that are upgrades, if you will, like Pumpkinhead and the Howling from current statues I have. So I'd like to think I'm almost done. I have a very small list of statues that if they came out, I would want them. There's about 3 or 4. I've done a list on that in the past, but we'll see. Top Chip says, have you ever watched Europa: The Last Battle? I have not, so I assume that's good. Which 5 statues would you ever sell from your collection? Paul555, or would you never sell? Obviously, my Silver Surfer in a Black Hole is absolutely a big one. And you know, I've done a video on statues that would stay in my collection or the last 10 to give up. And honestly, that's changed quite a bit. I would say the life-size stuff is in there, not necessarily because that's what I'd want to keep the most, but they're the hardest to sell. So Iron Man, Han Solo, Spider-Man, Balrog, obviously. So we'll go with those 5 and the Silver Surfer. Somebody commented, I would keep the Cybertruck unwrapped. You guys have probably already seen the video. It is wrapped. He likes it the way it is. It's like RoboCop where criminals run into it. His question is that he's seen them wrapped in white, matte black, camo green, and Desert Storm. How about red? No, I've always been a black guy when it comes to cars. My Camaro was black. My Corvette was black. My F-150 is black. And then, of course, if you've seen it, my Cybertruck is now wrapped in black. Maybe I'm racist. Bronco Boys, love the name. What was a piece that you were so hyped for when you purchased it, and then you got in and you said, why did I buy this? Ooh, that's a great question. There's quite a few of them. I would say the Queen Studios Balrog, the life size, and simply not for the fact that it's not amazing. It absolutely is amazing. But as you know, it didn't fit where I wanted it to.
That's what she said.
It couldn't come down here in the basement. I do have an awesome kick-ass display I'm building for it that should be ready in a few months. But again, while I think Loader is good, it's not one of my favorite properties, so buying a $7,000, $8,000 statue that takes up so much space and is hard to display from a intellectual property that isn't one of my top 10 was probably a mistake. Frank Leon says, what do you recommend guys in his 30s to get better in life? What conventions do you like going to repeatedly? And would you ever have a hangout with your viewers? Lots of questions to unpack there, Frank. I appreciate it. Recommend for a guy in 30s to get better in life. I would say, you know, I've done a few videos. I keep referring you guys to other videos of how I make my money. And it's not like an actual, hey, invest in this, but it's investing in yourself and things you need to do. Go back and watch that. That's the best advice I could give you. And be patient. You know, a lot of the times I've always been ahead of the curve. I remember when I was first promoted to like a senior management position, I was 23 maybe. And the second youngest person was in his 40s. In that group of people I worked with. So a lot of times people don't really excel necessarily as fast as I did. And that could have been due to my success. That could have been due to happenstance. I don't know. So patience is a big one. And I think I talk about that in that video. What conventions do you like going to repeatedly? So just went to StatueCon, was absolutely amazing. I'm going to New York Comic Con later this year. I love them all. And it's really, while the draw is the con itself with comics and, movie stuff and other cool shit like statues, it's really about the people. It's 100% about meeting the people and having fun. And would you ever hang out with your viewers? Absolutely. I don't tell too many viewers where I live. Like, I've had a lot of people, hey, I'd like to check out your collection. I don't do that because I don't trust a lot of people. And the reason I don't trust a lot of people is because I see the threats that happen online. So I don't know if those people are weirdos. I actually have a video coming up in a few months about connecting with other collectors, but absolutely love to hang out with viewers as long as they're not the weirdos. Patrick asks, out of all the companies making statues, which one is the company that has disappointed you the most? Well, I think that fluctuates from time to time. Again, I recently did a top 10 statue companies of 2024 video right here. 5 years ago, I would have said Sideshow. I think they went downhill and they've come back up. I'm honestly disappointed with Prime One. For two reasons. One, they continue to price gouge, and two, I believe they're padding their shipping. I 100% believe they're padding their shipping right now, and that sucks. What's your favorite investment? Said Todd Michael Fleming. All right, so to respond to this, I'm going to stick with collectibles only, simply for the fact I don't want to talk about outside investments because then it gets into some personal information and some business stuff. But it would probably have to be my signed Michael Jordan jersey because I've owned it for quite a while before The Last Dance came out, which increased the value by about 5 of what I paid for it. Michael Jackson guitar I bought while he was still alive is one of my favorites as well. So I'd say any of those, the signed stuff, especially from really super world famous people, and obviously if they've died as well. So great questions this time. Loved answering them because who doesn't love talking about yourself? So throw down which one was your favorite question below, and yeah, that way you can win a statue. We might be on to the next giveaway by now. I have no idea. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you got to be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you want to make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to all the people that posted questions. I swear there were more, and I must not have taken a screenshot of them, so I apologize. I'll save those for next time if that's the case. But in the meantime, if you could just drop a like for these people, for Tim and his baggy condoms, that would be great.